Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Dual Destinies, and it is October 25th, and it is the third floor art room, and theme is okay. Ah, why if it isn't my little lawyer? Friends again. Thanks again for lowering that school banner for us earlier. Again, like I've know I've said it a few times, so it's kind of like redundant at this point. Like, I think Fulbright he's like very eccentric, and sometimes he can be a little bit like overbearing, but I think he's actually not bad as a cop. I think that he's not terrible. I think that he's actually, he actually cares. You know, he actually cares. Don't mention it. Helping those in need is what my brand of justice is all about. Right. So this art room was where the murder actually occurred? That's right. You can't see it with the naked eye, but there's blood on the floor. That area roped off in the middle of the room marks the spot. The police investigation is done, so if you want to look around, knock yourselves out. So I guess we're going to, examine this place before we talk to him. So this is where the blood should be, I guess? Hey, this area with the rope around it. That's where we detect a large blood stain. In short, the victim was stabbed here or somewhere close by. The fact that there's no visible blood means I was wiped up with something, right? Sorry. Again, I get this wrong at least once per episode. The fact that there was no visible blood means it was wiped up with something, right? Right, but we were able to detect trace amounts of blood. Merely wiping up does not remove all evidence of wrongdoing, and that, in a nutshell, is justice, right? I'd appreciate it if you'd let me have the cool lines. He's the only man I will let do this. That's great. Like, here's the thing, I like Gumshoe as a character. Like, I'll always appreciate Gumshoe. You guys know, like, when Gumshoe shows up, like, I get really happy, right? But I think at the same time, like, I also feel that, like, I can appreciate Fulbright as, like, an actual, like, person who's helping us more often than not. Now, Gumshoe does help sometimes, but I think Gumshoe, like, falls into it rather than actually, like, you know, making a meticulous effort to help. Hey, it's gone. Remember that strange statue in the school camera photo? I guess so. You're right. Wonder where it is. Robin's a member of the Fine Arts Club. Maybe she could shed some light on this. Okay. We have a little elephant. Hey, look. That's you on this mobile, Apollo. A red demon. A red demon. Looks more like a snake curled around a bush to me. No. See the antenna and the yellow spots on its back? Anyone can see it's a ladybug. I guess we have to agree to disagree. Fine, we can investigate this further at a later date. Agreed? Okay, let's do that. You okay with that, Athena? I really regret bringing this up. It really is like too, like, I don't know how to say it. Like, it's like really like two, it's always two silly men together saying, like, yes, I agree with each other. You're right. I love that, man. I don't know, like, it's nice that they can have fun with, like, the kind of the parts of the law this time around as well. I feel like it's nice they can have fun. I can see the other half of the building over there and the quad on the stage below. Yeah, that must be the window Detective Fulbright stuck his head out of earlier. Oh yeah, thanks to help, Detective. A true champion of justice always comes running to those in need. Great. Then how about telling us Prosecutor Blackwell's strategy for tomorrow? All right, let me think. Well? Oh, hey, I'm not falling for that. So close I could almost taste it. It's always, like, very interesting to me how, like, the prosecution works with the police in these games. Because at first I was like, that's really unfair, but now it just seems like it's how it actually works. The prosecution, I think that's probably how the legal system works in some parts of the world. Where, like, you know, the prosecutor will get information from the police that is not privy to the defense, I guess. I don't know. Like, again, it's something at first I used to be like, oh, this is making me angry. To now it's like, okay, whatever. It's just how it works. A picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has an artist name right here. R. Newman. Robin. Wait, so Robin painted Juniper like this? Talent. Very much talent. Is this Juniper? The clothes are different, but... Oh, look. There's a piece of paper stuck to the back. Let's see what it says. Completely lacks Professor Court's artistry. Must keep practicing, Robin. So it's a self-critique? Huh. I think this is plenty good myself. I wonder what it'd look like if Professor Court had painted Juniper. I bet it would have been really artistic looking. Is this Professor Quartz? A picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. Yeah, it is. Okay, so what we're learning here is that, like, Professor Court might be more appreciated as, like, kind of like a, like, for the artistry of it. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think sometimes, like, that's one thing that I never liked about art class. I despised it about art class. I understand that it was going to be useful for me, and, like, it was the course, so there's nothing we could do. You know what I mean? Like my teacher would say to me all the time, like, how, like, you know, I know you don't like this. I know you don't like this, but it will help. And he said also, it's just the course. It's what we have to do, you know? And that always like killed art a little bit for me, because we always felt like, you know, we were the free spirit guys. We draw, guys. We draw without a ruler. Even though art now, you know, a lot of it you can use a ruler. But, like, I always, like, really just didn't like doing realism. I didn't like realism whatsoever. But, you know, and then it was like, you know, we always heard that thing where it's like, you know, but that's how you get grades. You know, it's the more realistic, like, it's showing your technique. It's showing the technique that's been taught to you. That's where you get your grades. So I always would prefer to do stuff like Professor Court stuff over here, even though I always appreciated the very realistic aspect of art as well. Yeah. My friends used to say that every time I drew a portrait of someone, it looked like a character from King of the Hill. Because I love doing, like... I'll show one of my drawings on the screen if you want to see it. This is my style, I guess. Well, Professor Court must have painted this. By the way, I'm not saying it's better or worse, realism or non-realistic. It's just, I think it's different, and everyone has different ideas of what they like. I just never liked doing realistic drawing, maybe because I didn't have the talent. So this is what they consider art? I really don't get it. It's pretty, like, the colors are pretty, like, you can get, again, to me, like, a lot of, like, art is just, like, if you understand what's happening in it, and it makes you feel something, it is there. And, like, when I look at this painting here, like, the colors are really bright, and it makes me kind of happy, you know? It makes you feel something like that. Like, I like it. I like it a lot. I swear I've seen this girl before. There's an air of fragility about her, and those pity-inducing eyes. Who is this again? Her name's on the tip of my tongue. Come on, Juniper. I like it. I do like it. Like, it's pretty. It is a pretty drawing, and they're both very pretty. Like, they're both very talented. This is just the one that will get noticed first, for sure. It's the first one I noticed when I came in the room. There's a palette here. No surprise there's considering that this is the art room. Looks like someone mixed yellow and red. Every time I come back into this game, I realize how just beautiful this man is. Looks like someone mixed yellow and red to make orange. I prefer yellow. You, on the other hand, are way too red. Red is his color, man. What's that supposed to mean? I think this is saying that the two of us have worked together to solve this case. Have to worry. Okay. Red and yellow. Oh. What if this is Professor Court sending us a message from beyond the grave? I don't think so, Athena. What about the blob next to it? The one with the red and green? Maybe she's implying that you need more delicious greens in your diet? Possibly. Can't hurt. Are you saying Professor Court is watching over our dietary habits from the pearly gates? Honestly, eating some broccoli? Not a bad thing for you. You know? It's a good... If you like broccoli, man, it's so good for you. Some asparagus, some wire and winch. So this is how they reeled in the batters in and out. There's a nice view of the stage from here. Prosecutor Gavin is still standing in front of that broken statue. So it really wasn't you, Apollo? Don't worry. You can tell me. I won't tell anyone. I'll never claim my name unless we catch the real culprit. I love that. Honestly, like, I'm not a snitch either. I wouldn't tell. This is the clock that created the major problem for Junie. Let's take a closer look. Don't waste your time. I've checked it. And it's 100% accurate. Oh, God. You sure? How'd you check it? Of course I'm sure. I compared it with my own watch, see? Detective Fulbright, didn't you notice that your watch had stopped? Fulbright. It has? This is unacceptable. We obviously can't rely on him. Let's take a look for ourselves, which is fine. It's okay, Fulbright. You take a rest. Let's see. Wait a second. It's ahead by 1 whole hour. There we go. Well, Detective, yes. This is huge. This is huge. But the clock must almost have been an hour and ahead when this photo was taken. If so, that would fit perfectly with Junie's testimony. This is such a common thing to happen in any building that is a workspace. In bigger companies, it doesn't happen, but like in places where, especially where like there's artistry happening, a lot of them won't even think about like, oh, we have to change. You know when like daylight savings time happens? No, like a lot of people just don't change the clocks. They just don't. Especially nowadays, because on your phone, like even back then, I think on your phone it would just naturally change the time. Back in 2013, like I think it would, right? I think it would just naturally change your phone like time. So like I really feel like it's so normal for people to just not think about this. Prosecutor Blackwell won't like this. I almost feel sorry for the detective. Almost. You can at least pretend to feel sorry by wiping that big grin off your face. Wait just 1 minute. The clock is an hour ahead right now, sure. But what proof do you have that it was running ahead on the day of the crime? That's a good question. I mean, it just makes perfect sense now, right? It's like the correlation is she said it wasn't the time in the photo, and now we know the clocks were. It kind of corroborates what she said. Is that the word? Corroborate? Corroborate? Ashwitz. Wait, I think it just might have something. Detective Fulbright, you would agree that there is a moon outside the window, right? Yes. Sure, a nice crescent one, like something out of a picture book. But if you look at the window in the back of with the winch attached to it, you see the only view to be had is the opposite side of the school building. Oh, then what's the moon doing there? I wonder. Wait, what? It's this! It's the backdrop! Prosecutor Gavin, you were scheduled to perform the arts at the school festival, weren't you? That's right, but I hadn't seen the stage until yesterday. The backdrop, yes, with the starry sky and the big crescent moon isn't half bad. Oh my god, the backdrop was up. Isn't it the same one as the painted stage backdrop? The proof's right here, detective. This shows it was 6 p.m. when the photo was taken. What do you mean? Wait, what? What do they mean by this? The mock trial script? Oh, these? 6:01 p.m. Yes! Because look, the backdrop was right there when they were working on it. I didn't even notice that. That's so good. Thank you so much, Miriam. I know what the moon really is. And if you look at this photo, you'll know too. This shows where the moon in the photo came from and the truth of Junie's testimony. It's 6:01 p.m. Oh my god. What? Where? Where does it show that? If you look right here, it will all become crystal clear. Right there. Oh, that's so good. Miriam, you saint. You sneaky saint. They were still prepping the stage so his backdrop wasn't in place yet. This photo shows him in the process of moving the backdrop into position. I can see that. That's the big board hanging here. The size matches too. But there's no picture. That's a crucial detail. It is. But I believe what we're seeing in this photo is the back of the board. The back of the... That's right. And around 6 p.m. when this was taken, a photo of that same board was being taken from the front. What do you mean the front? The front is against the wall. That's where you're wrong. What about the window? Remember how we said the moon shouldn't even exist in this photo? Take a good look. Are you suggesting the moon is the one on the backdrop? Exactly. In short, this photo was taken while the backdrop was being moved. And as you can see here, it was around 6 p.m. when the backdrop was being set in place. So the art room was running fast, at least as far as back as the day of the murder. Again, getting it wrong. So the art room was running the clock was running fast, at least as far as back at the day of the murder. Athena, that's so good what you just did here. I know it's like I did it as well, but like really like Athena started that whole trail. You know what I mean? They started that trail for us. How could I ever face Prosecutor Blackwell now? Yes, I just blew a whole piece of in the prosecution's evidence, which is great, which is fantastic, which is absolutely fantastic. Great. That's like my favorite type of Ace Attorney evidence, right? It definitely is. What's this? This fell over result. Like the type of evidence that like, you know, you get from just like looking at a picture or like comparing a picture to another picture. Isn't that a mock trial script? Actually, there's a whole bunch of them here. Let's see. Looks like everyone from the judge's course submitted one. The victim Constance Court was the Fine Arts Club's advisor. So she probably spent a lot of time up here in addition to other duties. This isn't where I keep a bunch of scripts, but I wager that's how they wound up here. Poor stressed out at work Professor Court. I know exactly how that feels. You must, because your desk always looks like a tornado hit it. You're the one to talk, Apollo. Me, what about Mr. Wright? True, very much what about Mr. Wright? Maybe we should rename the firm Wright and Stuff All Over the Place Agency. But honestly though, like, I love the Wright Anything Agency because it's so messy and because it has trucy stuff all over the place. Very funny stuff though. I love the little relationship they have here. 3 busts sitting on a shelf. A judge, a defendant, and either a lawyer or a prosecutor. The bearded one must be the judge, and the bummed out looking one must be the defendant. Look, there's another one that's fallen onto the floor. I wonder which one fell, the lawyer or the prosecutor. I'm guessing that it's the prosecutor. Think. This could tell us how tomorrow's trial will go. I'll just wait for tomorrow's horoscopes, thanks. I love his hair like droops down whenever he's feeling a little bit like, you know, downtrodden. Man, this is really, this is a really fun room to investigate. This is really fun. A mock trial script on the floor and nearby an envelope marked use. What if Miriam's script was ever really inside that envelope? By Miriam Scuttleblood, and the title is Rogue et Noir, Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. Wow. I wouldn't take part in the mock trial if she begged me. It says there are special rules allowing the payment of bribes while court is adjourned. And you can bring in up to $3 worth of fabricated evidence. It also says, welcome to the darkest mock trial ever, where the ends justify the means. So this is what it's leading to, man. This is why it's bad. The prosecution claims that this script was supposed to have been used, but the scripts were selected by Professor Court, considering how much she valued the truth. I seriously doubt she picked a script entitled Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. Wow, you had that title memorized already? Yeah, very, very, again, this is what the Dark Age, quote unquote, is bringing forth, is bribery. It kind of looks like there's a prosecutor's badge on top of the statue. It looks really cool, though. But it's not if you look really close. Another strange, difficult to understand work of art. Oh, look, it has a title. Guilty, Guilty, Guilty. Huh, real creative. Art. Either it's too abstract to understand or as subtle as a sledgehammer. True, very true. That's actually a very good assessment of art. Look at a piece of pottery. Looks like it's already been fired. I bet Robin made it. And I bet it won't last long. Not with the way she deals with her own work anyway. Yeah, it seems like such a waste. I mean, this one already has some color on it. It looks just like a bloodstains, the way the glaze was dribbled onto it. Oh no. Just like no, what? Oh, there is dribbles of blood. Injustice we trust. That does look like a bloodstain. We better examine it at once. I get it. The victim was stabbed in the middle of the room where the big bloodstain is, and then brought over here, at which point some of her blood dripped onto these pieces. That means the body very well could have been dropped from this window. In the mock trial script, the body was dropped onto a mat. Then a ball cart was used to move it over the stage. The maintenance area below this room and the storehouse, there has a mat and a ball cart, yeah. So even the moving of the body was carried out just like the script. The killer shared a thing for Junie's script. I think it's still one of the best correlations. Like, it's one of the best stories they've made in this game. I freaking adore it. Well, what did you expect? That's why we suspected the defendant in the first place. Well, you're wrong, and I'm gonna prove it in court. Good, Athena, good. All right, I guess that wraps up the important stuff. This is a really cool area to explore. We can talk to you as well. Our investigation. Find anything new, Detective Fulbright? Yeah, good question. Unfortunately, the answer is nothing much yet. He sure is confident for having found nothing. But if we're talking outside of the art room, there has been a major breakthrough. Oh dear, unless I find out what that is, I don't know what I shall do. No need for theatrics. I was told I could fill you in on this one. Wow, you saw right through me, Detective. I'm impressed. So she was doing a whole I don't know whatever I could do. Looking to get arrested for murder via unwarranted flattery, are we? You stop being handsome. I don't even get it. Even when he's doing his ugly face that he's doing, it's beautiful. The breakthrough. So, what's the major breakthrough you mentioned? You want to know? You really want to know? You really? Come on, just tell us already. Oh, you're no fun. Anywho, we got the results of the voice print analysis back. Voice print, you mean for this tape recorder? Exactly. The voice belongs to the suspect, Miss Woods, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh, wow. See right here, they analyzed the voice on the tape inside and out. That's not good. And you just heard the voice on the tape was saying, "You O'Connor." Thanks for the good laugh, Miss Sykes. We literally in the last episode talked about how this was final. We were like, okay, no, this is part of the evidence, and now we're effed again. He's the last person I want laughing at me. So now there's evidence of Juniper shouting, "You're a goner," around the time of death. If we were to take this as truth, how are we supposed to make sense of it? I don't know. I can't think of any reason why Junie would shout that in the first place. Yeah, I don't know why she would do that. Well, I think we examined pretty much everything we can. By the way, did Prosecutor Blackwell happen to tell you anything about tomorrow's trial? In justice we trust. It's no use trying to pry more information out of me. Having just learned that the clock has been 1 hour fast, means we're back to square one concerning the suspect's actions that day. Huh. On what the main argument will be about now, yeah, that's the thing. How the body was moved would be my guess, but the Prosecutor Blackwell's got his own plans. Oh, does he now? Detective Fulbright? Try as you might, I won't say another word about the investigation. No, I wasn't gonna ask about that. I was just wondering if you'd seen Robin. Yeah. Oh, you mean Miss Robin Newman? She was just here a moment ago. And she mumbled something about watching videos in the lecture hall. Great. Video? What video? Thanks, Detective. Athena, I think we should stop by the lecture hall. 100%. Right, let's go. Really cool investigation. A really fun room to investigate. Really fun room to investigate. October 25th. Themis Legal Academy. 3rd floor, lecture hall. There she is. Robin. Hey, Robin. Oh, Athena. Apollo. I'm so glad you're smiling a lot now. I'm really so glad. What are you watching there? Oh, it just happens to be a video of the mock trial. Okay. I had to use a bit of coercion to get it, but ends justify the means, right? Everyone's saying this now. Everyone is saying this. There it is again. Professor Means sure has a lot of influence around here. I honestly, if we lose this trial, but then again, we're officially still not defending our client yet. So honestly, but I imagine we will get back to defending our client. And if we do defend our client and we don't do it all the way through, then it's gonna solidify. Because either way, right? There's 3 scenarios. The first scenario is we don't defend her and we're not allowed to defend her, and the ends will justify the means if he wins. The second scenario is we do defend Juniper and we get Juniper free from everything, and it's proven that it's not about the end justifying the means, it's about getting the right verdict. The third scenario is we lose, and then the ends justify the means will be the one that people will listen to again. I think this is a battle for against the dark age of law. That's what this whole thing is. Care to look into the true connection between the murder and the mock trial with me? Sure. Sounds great. But do you mind if we ask you some questions first? Sure. I'll tell you anything you WANT. I like this little quirk. Why did you confess? About your confession today. Why'd you do it? Because Juniper hasn't done anything wrong. I had to stop the trial by any means possible. Right, and you did that. The ends justified the means. In this way, it worked. In this way, the ends helped us extend the trial a bit longer. So you follow Professor Means too? Professor Means is a wonderful teacher, as was Professor Court. I like them, BOTH. She brushed that one off like a pro. But with that style of justice, you run the risk of breaking the law. Well, I'm prepared to quit school because of this case. I mean, it's probably gonna be worse than that. What? Why? I want to be an artist. That's why I really want my... Well, here's the thing. Okay, it's not a consequence then. If you want to be an artist, everyone's got to support you. But no, my parents forced me to study to become a prosecutor. But if the trial went south, you'd have to drop out and give up on being a prosecutor. That's what you're really after, isn't it? So, yeah, you would have to give up if you were... Yeah. Talk about someone who literally changes at the bat of an eyelash. I mean, in fairness to Newman, to Robin, they've gone through something that is actually a big change. To fully accept yourself, especially in front of everybody, to have your first time truly accepting who you are as a person in front of the whole, courtroom, that's a big deal. So I imagine you're not going to be the most stable in terms of emotions for a few days at least, at the very least. You need some time to calm down and fully assess what's happened, you know? I guess she's been dealing with her own problems too. That totally makes sense. Apollo! Look at this. Yeah, I suppose so, but that doesn't make what she did right. No, it does not. It does not. But one thing that, like, Phoenix would teach us, and Apollo would teach us as well, and I even think that Ryunosuke would do this too, if he channeled the past, is that, sometimes having that empathy is an easier way to understand someone rather than just trying to find out why they did something wrong, or try to, tell them that they did something wrong. Trying to find out why they did something wrong usually leads to more honest answers. And we love Robin. We love Robin. Could you tell us what you were doing on the night of the murder? Finishing a statue. I was on the stage until the last bell. That's right. You made the statues of Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Gavin, didn't you? They're really good. Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Both of them. This is just a formality, but can you prove you were making the statues at the time? Can I prove it? You think I'm the killer now? I mean, you confessed. No, that's not what I meant. Both you and Robin were still at the school after 7 p.m. This is a great sprite, by the way. But neither of them could prove exactly what they were doing. Could one of them have really murdered Professor Court? Now that the secret's out, have there been any problems now that everyone here knows you're a girl? No worries there. I discussed the matter with Professor Court some time ago. Okay, so you found someone you could trust. I told her I wanted to let everyone know I was really a girl. And just today I found out she spoke with the school administration on my behalf. That's really sweet. Wow, they must really like you. I know, right? But now I can finally be myself here at school. I don't have to hide the fact that I love girly clothes. That's why, Athena, I simply must have this and this by any means possible. Once the trial's over, you can have it. What? But this is evidence. We need it for the trial. Sorry, but no can do. Oh, don't be a party pooper, Athena. Come on, please. Pretty please. Stage costume related evidence taken in classic ends justify the mean style. Again, I love the contextual ways that they take the evidence we don't need anymore. It's so good. Oh, darn it. Anyway, thank you again, Athena. Thank you for revealing who I really am. Honestly, you did that yourself. You had the strength to do that. Yes, we put a bit of pressure on it, but I feel like it's one of those things where, like, it was a rubber band that was being stretched out so much and it wanted to snap. And you snapped it yourself. I wanted everyone to know before the snitch found out. The snitch? Sounds like a new lead. Who's gonna tell? Wait, someone's gonna tell on you? Let's get him. Let's get him. There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do. Our activities, our relationships, our Is it Miriam? And reporting all to one of the professors. Oh, Miriam, would Miriam report to the professors or would she just use it for herself? Why would anyone do that? Officially, I heard to seek out misconduct among the student body. But rumor has it, grades were being bought and sold through the surveillance network. That's bribery. The situation at Thebes Elite Academy is worse than I thought. Well, all this is important stuff. I still want to ask about that thing in the art room. Yeah. I'll have to present some evidence to show her what I'm talking about, though. So we have to present some evidence about the thing in the art room. So what are we looking at in the thing in the art room here then? The statue? Oh yeah, present. Is it the statue itself, or is it the picture of this? Robin, I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. This photo shows a piece of art on the table. Do you know what it is? What? Whoa! Look at the unique artistic sense. That has to be on Professor Court's creations, man. Professor Court's artistic sense? Here we go. Great. Okay, good. Yeah, because we knew that we were gonna have to present that at some point. Court's artistic sense. Professor Court's artistic sense. That's a tough one. I'd say it's avant-garde and very electric. In other words, it's weird and all over the place. I think art is like, a perception, right? Everyone has their own perception of what good art is. But to me, art on its own, it doesn't matter like the avenue you use as long as you're making people feel something. That's what I appreciate the most about art. Come to think of it, that strange looking painting in the art room. Like, this is a good example. And Phoenix Wright is a good example. How it's a game that is very silly sometimes, has very silly characters, over the top characters, but in the end it still makes me cry. That means that it's still a beautiful game and a well-written game, right? I think what always bothers me about, the conversation when it comes to writing in games is that like sometimes JRPGs, for example, will be discounted by people Like people are like, oh, Xenoblade's like, you know, it's a Japanese RPG, and like everything's like very over the top, and it's like, oh, like destroy a god, all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, but like the characters are really well written. The art style is fantastic. I'm crying my eyes out at many times in this game. I'm laughing, I'm having a great time. I don't need the dialogue to be the most realistic thing every second. I need to feel something, and I feel something. That's what matters to me the most. Not that it's not well written, by the way. I'm saying that, like, you know, I think sometimes people crucify games and art for not always having like the most realistic dialogue. It's like, oh my god, like this character in this game, like, perfect example. Like for years, the Tidus laugh in Final Fantasy X. The way people for years have been like, this is the silliest moment in the game. It's actually a very beautiful moment. It's supposed to be a very awkward laugh. But people for years have just seen it as just like something that's like very silly and shouldn't be regarded as anything important. Even though like it's literally a moment in the game where like they're both laughing awkwardly, a fake laugh to just like feel something, you know? I don't know. I think perception is always like up to the person. Yeah, it's one of Professor Court's work, wasn't it? Sorry for going off on a tangent there, but yeah. The statue in the photo was originally a statue of Lady Justice. Lady Justice? Professor Court had planned on placing it on the judge's bench in the lecture hall. But the day before the mock trial, it broke while she was polishing it. She said she'd take it back to the art room and try to fix it somehow. So this is a statue in its proper state? You bet. Just look at that wild silhouette. Wow, it's so C-U-T-E. I don't get it. Do you have to be an artist to appreciate stuff like this? Athena. The Lady Justice that you put back together on the stage. All right. I didn't realize it before because it was in pieces, but before it smashed. Maybe it didn't look like Lady Justice, but more like it does in the photo. But what in the world was it doing on the stage? That's the thing. So there was a different version of it. Well, I think that about covers it. Okay, then how about watching the mock trial with me? Yes, let's go. What do you say? Let's go. That sounds nice. Sounds good to me. How do you want to watch it? All classroom desks at the school have their own built-in computer, you know. Wow, this place is definitely a lot cushier than I thought. I know you guys are in a hurry, so I'll just fast forward to the important parts. Let's start with the professor's pre-trial speech. Interesting. Look at this very cool drawing as well. Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. Oh, that sounds like Professor Means. Okay.
The mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly.
Is the camera like this the whole time? Yeah, it's in a fixed position in front of the stage.
When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come.
How come teacher speeches always make me so sleepy? Let's just skip to the end of his speech. Oh, there's Juniper.
Now let the mock trial begin.
Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Junie so large in the shot? Looks to me like she could right in front of the camera. Juniper was also in charge of the audio. Even though she was already playing a part in the mock trial itself, she had to do it to keep the script details. She was all over the place that day. When she wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music. Oh, so this is when the lecture hall, this is what the lecture hall looks like. It looks like there's a judge's bench back by the screen and a witness stand up front. What about those balconies with the professor's name on them? Those are the faculty seats. Professor Means and Professor Cole were in charge of scoring the mock trial. So lecture hall diagram, a diagram of the lecture hall where the mock trial took place. Okay, let's fast forward this a bit. I love how this looks, man. It's so cool. And that's why the defendant is definitely guilty. Oh, that was me. Could you tell? Oh, that was you. Objection. A frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow. I don't think so. You read that line in the mock trial, Apollo, but you made it sound kind of weird. Cut me some slack. It was my first time reading that script. I think Juniper's going to speak next. I didn't do it. I'd suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true, I shouted, "You're a goner." But I didn't mean it. Wow, what an emotional performance. She'd put a real actress to shame. Wait, could you go back and play that scene again? Did you notice something, Athena? You really think that's necessary? What did you notice? I didn't do it. I'd suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true, I shouted, "You're a goner." But I didn't mean it. Wait, what? Did you hear that? I think you're onto something. Let's play that last part again. What? I don't follow. What are you guys so excited about? I think this piece of evidence should explain it. Trying to show Robin a piece of evidence that links the line we just heard to this case.
Take that!
What? I'm sure you remember this. It contains a female voice shouting a violent threat. I'll play it for you. You're a goner. The voice and performance do sound similar, but I can't believe this. It's happening. So they used a line from the actual mock trial itself. Maybe on a tape recorder. Someone was watching the mock trial? It's just a possibility, but the voice on this tape is really a recording. One made from the mock trial video, and that means the evidence was fabricated. The ends justify the means. Oh my lord. They didn't get to do a voice print analysis in time for court today. That's why the gender of the voice became so important. And if the real killer had foreseen that gender would become a key in today's trial, he would have tried to deflect attention away from himself and making the suspect female. So basically, the only one with something to gain from doing this is our sole male suspect. You're a goner. Wait a second. No! Wait! Professor Mean's credo is the ends justify the means. So it makes perfect sense that the student who took those words to heart would fabricate evidence. We need to get the tape analyzed as soon as possible. That is so cool. What a great way of finding that out. Tape recorder updated the court record. Allow me to assist you in that? Ah, Gavin, hey. I love that we saw him before in the previous games. It wasn't like a fear, but it was more like, oh god, here he comes, he's gonna change things. Now it's definitely become like excitement to see him. Prosecutor Gavin, at least make some kind of noise when we know you're here.
It's go big or go home with Rockstar Entrances Freyline. Timing is everything.
Let me make a copy of that tape right now. I'll get the results as soon as I can. So apparently in the animated cutscenes, his voice is Yuri Lowenthal. That was pointed out by someone in the comments, I thank you for that. Who was the voice of Yusuke in Persona 4 Golden, who was also the voice of the Prince of Persia in the original Prince of Persia game. I trust that will be all right. Very much so. Thanks. Well, Athena, it's almost sundown. Isn't it about time we head over to the detention center? Yes, we said we'd find that evidence. I think Junie agreed that this is something that could prove her innocence, but will her heart really be open to accepting it? That's the thing. She'd had to have known this was what I'd find. October 25th, detention center, visitor room. And that about covers the main gist of our investigation.
I see. Very interesting. You've been quite the busy beaver today.
Thank you for all your hard work, Athena. Well, my time's about up, and it will be getting dark soon, so... Junie, you must be tired after being on your feet all day. You should go home and... No, wait! You have to listen to me. She's so dead set on making sure that we're not defending her so she can get all of her friends, like, out of this. I don't want to hear any more. I know what you're going to say, Athena. Junie, you promised. You did promise. We're going to discover the truth behind this murder mystery, and we're going to bring you the solid evidence showing what the truth is. If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you'll accept it, Junie, no matter how hard it is to hear. Okay, but only if it's the real truth. So please, please, just listen to what I have to say. Once you hear me out, I'll let you decide what to do. Man, oh my god, suspicions about O'Connor, and she's probably not going to hear it at all. The voice in this recording has proven to be yours, Junie. And in the mock trial video, we can hear you reading your line from the script. We're having both of them analyzed now. From what I can tell, the voices are the same. And the only one who'd benefit from faking the voice recording would be you. Yeah, the only man in the trial now. But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, you confessed in order to protect me. He admitted that he knew that he would never go down for this trial. This may sound strange, but his confession is a ploy to make himself look less suspicious. Yeah, because everyone else did the confession. He was the only one who didn't. It would look terrible. In other words, he was just pretending to protect you. Besides, his confession came after you and Robin had already confessed. If he hadn't confessed right then as well, wouldn't it have seemed a little suspicious? Say what you will, Athena, but none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. Man, I have this feeling about a lot of my friends too, you know what I mean? Now, thankfully, we haven't been involved in a killer thing. So we can't really say yet. But, yeah. You as a gifted student, he gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble. Doesn't matter. Honestly, doesn't matter, Juniper. Wait, Athena. My bracelet reacted just now. It did, but why? So we're gonna there is a tell happening here. Junie, can you look me in the eye and repeat what you just said? None of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. You as a gifted student, he gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble. So something here, and she's grabbing her wrist here as well. No, I'm sure of it. She's lying. Here we go. Let's try this. Let's try it out. You as a gifted student, he gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble. I think it's the wrist, right? Are we going to point out the wrist? Because she grabbed her wrist at this point. Man, I feel pretty... Juniper seems like then she's under duress with something. Is it here? No, maybe it's not the wrist at all, actually. It might be the facial stuff then. Yeah, it's gonna be face stuff then, I guess. I thought it was gonna be the wrist. Maybe not even face stuff, maybe it's something else. No, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's not the face at all. Maybe it's the hand at the face? Maybe not the hand either. What else could we, like, I guess, like, again, like, if it's not the face, it's not the hands. I don't know what else we can really, like, I guess, like, you could do, like, see if she moves the other hand or something. Oh. Oh. What the hell? Did the scarf move? The little ascot scarf thing? Yeah, what the hell? Gotcha. What are you doing with this? Juniper, you started coughing when you're under duress. Oh, it's a cough. Okay. I thought it was the scarf moving. I guess there was a cough. I didn't even see the cough. Wait, I didn't see the cough. Hold on a second here. I turned off trophies, by the way, because I turned off trophies, I should say, because it spoiled something in Subnautica at one point, like that. Before I got to a place, it told me I was at this place. I just want to see this really quickly, just see if I just missed something here. No, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's not the face at all. What? No, maybe it's something else. Maybe not even face. I guess I just didn't see. Oh, maybe. Oh, you know what happened? Maybe. Yeah. Look, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We found it, and that's what matters. I guess it's just, yeah. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding it. You can't hide it from me no matter how hard you try. When you said, "and never causes trouble," yeah. A cough escaped, making your scarf flourish. So it was escaped cough. That makes perfect sense. I was just being an idiot. It was just like a little, like, you know, when you tried to hide your cough? Yeah. As for why you were stressed, it's because you were lying. Oh, the cough gets me every time. She's just a sweetheart. Junie, You're trying to hide Yu's connection to this case, aren't you? I believe that also ties into a secret about yourself. A secret about me? I don't understand. Here we go. I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. What is the secret? He ended the friendship after he found out about Junie's secret, which means... You must have felt betrayed by Junie, making her... Wait, she's the snitch? Juniper! Juniper, no! Can't upload. That's okay, I don't care. You were Professor Court's snitch, weren't you? So she was like the Randall? She was the Recess's Randall? There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. Wait. Oh my god, she was the Randall. I hear they're watching everything we do. Our activities, our relationships, our interests. And reporting it all to one of the professors. And while fulfilling that role, you learn something about you you'd rather forget. I don't know what you're talking about. Junie, please, stop hiding things from me. I hate having to force things out of you like this. This is awful. Looks like we're going to have to do this the hard way. Time to review the evidence and see if I can prove my hypothesis. I must have something that proves Junie is a snitch. If she was giving things back to Professor Court, it would be here. Need to speak to you, Connor, meet with you about that report yesterday. Meet with Mr. Wright to the training center. Mock trial begins. Prep for mock trial, final confirmation. Wait, what about the ripped part? This part, maybe. Maybe?
Take that!
I'm relieved to see that you're coming around. You see, I wasn't trying to hide anything. Oh no, we got it wrong, okay. So, wait. I don't think that was the right piece of evidence. Oh, okay. So what? So in the planner... Oh, here it is. Routine report. Yes, need to speak with you, O'Connor. So there was something here that there was a routine report on the 22nd, and now she needs to speak to you. So she said something about you to Miss Court. Right here in Professor Court's planner, it says routine report. I believe this is meant to be when the snitch would report into Professor Court. I also believe the court's plan to meet you in private based on the snitch's info. And from their meeting, you must have put 2 and 2 together and figured out your secret. So you see, it all makes sense only if you're the snitch, Junie. Oh my god, I still feel bad. Look at the red eyes, what they're doing here. Forgive me. Forgive me, Thena. Oh, I've been lying this whole time. The truth is, I suspected you from the start. Man, they do such a good job of making this like the saddest face I've ever seen in my life. Okay, it's fine. I don't mind if I kind of blow it. You did? Now this is surprising. Here we go. Oh, I actually feel terrible because again, like they do such a good job making Juniper looking like the most delicate creature that ever lived. I'm so sorry. I've talked about friendship so much. I've been a terrible friend. The little cough. Juniper, I don't have that special kind of hearing that Athena does. But I don't need it to sense the pain you're feeling inside. Great line from Apollo. Apollo is one of the most understanding people ever. This song. It's incredible. And its intensity is directly proportional to how you feel about your friend. Am I right? Apollo. Please, Junie, tell me why you suspected you. I have a feeling that will be the key to getting to the bottom of this whole case. Here we go. Suspicions about you, O'Connor. Oh my god, this is going to be a big deal. So she suspected him already. What exactly was your role as a class snitch? Professor Gordon told me how Academy alumni had strayed from the path of justice. Oh, so she was doing her own little, like, side project with this. The dark age of the law, huh? Wait, so this is what she was saying? She was trying to find out, like, Okay, I get it now. Yeah, she's trying to combat that side of it. She didn't want any more of her students going astray like that. A few others at the academy shared her view. See, the problem is that regardless if again, this is also kind of an ends justify the means situation where, like, while I don't like this dark age of the law stuff, Junie's going against her friends and her peers. Which, like, trust in your peers, no matter what stage you are in life, whether it be in your workplace, whether it be in school, whether it be down, you know, down the street, the people who you're like neighbors with, I do think that like a trust in that level of your peers is sometimes like super important. It's a super important thing to have, because there's going to come a time when you're going to need your peers. And to me, that's always like a really important thing. Like, I mean, a good example of it would be like on YouTube, right? Like, you know, like anyone who's like a YouTuber, like I don't like making video. I don't like, you know, talking bad about other YouTubers. Like, that's not really because we're a Let's Play channel, but also at the same time, it's like down the line, you never know if I'm going to have to like tweet at a YouTuber and be like, hey, my channel, this happened to my channel. Can you help me out with this? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like respect for your peers and like trust in your good peers. Good peers. I mean, good peers is always like a very important thing. Not that, like, again, I'm not saying that this dark age is a good thing. I'm saying that it puts Junie in a very awkward position.
I thought her ideas were beautiful, though sad and unrealistic.
She asked you to be her eyes and ears, didn't she? I used to portray her. This song is incredible. Once a month about any wrongdoings I'd seen or heard about. And our report session in her planner, the one from October 22nd, was part of it? Yes. That's when I reported you to the professor court. She snitched on her own friend? The music is incredible. Also, again, like, I just want to reiterate, like, this is not a position that you should put someone in. You report on Connor. I had accidentally overheard you talking. What did you hear? He was talking to someone on the phone. I think it was one of his parents. What were they talking about? Something about having paid money for good test scores. Oh, God. I only overheard him talking, so I never did find out who the money was going to. What? That's bribery. You was buying his way through school, and if that's the case, then that evidence that always seemed out of place might actually be about his secret. Oh, yeah, so this is when we can present the scrap. Yep. Yep. We found this while we were investigating the stage. It's got Yu's name on it. I didn't know what the murder meant at the time, but now I know. That's how I'm hearing about bribes. It must mean that the bribe of 120 grand was to be paid in October. What's more, take a look at this mark. That's the same mark on this page as Professor Court's planner. Hey, you're right. Wait, but why would Professor Court have that kind of information in her planner? You don't really think the person who was taking the bribe money was... It's just a possibility at this point. But it may indeed have been Professor Court. Wow. But...
That is impossible. She'd be the last person I expected to be accepting bribes.
Like I said, it's just a possibility, but a rather good one. We have to accept all possibilities to disprove them. Maybe the private talk had to do with the possibility of bribery being exposed. And what started out as a little argument soon got out of hand. It's not your fault, Junie. Anyone would have suspected you if they knew what you knew. No, I don't believe that alone would have driven into murder. There's another reason why I suspected you. What's the other reason? You gotta be kidding me. There's another reason? Oh, man. I saw you around 7 p.m. the day before the mock trial. Oh, so she's finally ready to talk about that? When I saw him, his what? Oh, Thina, what is it? Junie, are you alright? Just try to relax and tell me what happened.
I never wanted to see what I did.
What the hell?
I'll have to live with it, won't I? In that hallway, Hugh's hands.
What did you... Oh my god.
His hands were...
Oh, Jesus Christ. The animated cutscenes in Turnabout Academy are horrifying. His hands were dripping with blood? This is huge, Juniper. What, but why? What am I going to do? Deep down, I know you can't be the killer, but my mind keeps telling me he is. No matter how hard I try to convince myself that he isn't. Juniper, here's the thing, and like, I'm going to talk about this in detail, because I know some people might, like, you know, call out my biases, because sometimes when people withhold evidence, I get very, very like, oh, why'd you do this? We're going to talk about it after this. But right now, when I'm looking at this, that's a horrifying cutscene. But not only that, this evidence here, even if it doesn't directly prove that he was the killer, right? It proves that he has more of a relation to it than ever before. It really does. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. Heard a little cough. Oh, what am I going to do? He's... I can't take this anymore. Athena. So she hid the fact that she had seen you and said that she went home at 6 because she wanted to avoid talking about what she saw. Junie, it must... Wait, if I'm you, O'Connor, and this girl saw me with blood on my hands, I'm not bad talking her ever again. Like, why was he all like, she's terrible? I would literally, like... I would never speak ill of this girl, ever. It must have been terrible holding that in. Yes, oh my Jesus Christ. But it's gonna be okay. I'll get to the bottom of this. And that's my promise from one good friend to another. I'll be defending Juniper tomorrow. If that's okay with you, Professor Means. Oh my God, Athena, well done. Well done.
My main concern is whether you can defeat that prosecutor.
We can. She can.
But I won't try to stop you. I'll be watching from the gallery. And I shall look forward to seeing what sort of results your methods can produce. Good luck tomorrow now, if you would excuse me.
Athena. I'm sorry. I really mean it. They do such a good job of making Juniper's sprite look so sad. I wish I trusted you from the start. It's okay. It's okay. You have to uncover the truth tomorrow. I know you can do it. Don't worry. We already know that the prosecution's key piece of evidence is fake. And thanks to you, we figured out the motive too. Yeah, Apollo cheering her up, saying, hey, look, it's thanks to you. It's thanks to you. Let's give it our best shot, Athena. Let tomorrow be the day Juniper walks free. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's do it. Let's do it. We should be all ready now. What could possibly go wrong this time? Still, there's this strange, uneasy feeling I can't shake. I better be imagining it. Oh my God, no, it's normal to have an uneasy feeling. Like this is like some great pieces of evidence we have here, but we have to be honest and say that like we have the evidence, we're carrying it, but we're on a seesaw. We're not on solid ground. We are like we still have to like work out so many other things with this. Now, here's what I have to say about this in terms of the withholding evidence. I think like it's a lot deeper than like usually it is, because I feel like sometimes when someone withholds evidence on the stand, they're doing it like, out of protection for themselves. I genuinely think that this is one of the most heartbreaking situations between the three of these characters. I think it's such a weird situation where Juniper clearly is going through a lot of emotional stress. Robin Newman has been going through so much emotional stress and did withhold the information, the personal information, in fairness. And this was also Juniper like trying to protect one of her peers as well. The guilt I see in her face is something that is so sad. It's so sad. Now I know here's the thing, my audience is one of the nicest audiences on YouTube, so no one would ever be like, oh, you're a hypocrite. But I think it's always fair when someone would write in the comments like, oh no, what's the difference between this character and this character? If someone does do that, I'm not saying they would, but like I think it's a fair question to always ask. And my assessment would always be like, I think in this situation, it's just kind of sad. Like it's a really sad situation. You can tell that she's under a lot of emotional stress. You can tell that the reason she didn't even want to reveal this information. The idea of her being a snitch is so out of nowhere for me as well. I think that like this story in general is fantastic. The way that they're using these three friends in this is fantastic. The way that they all have some sort of secret, the way that it's all presented in a very dark fashion is fantastic. It's so good. It's so freaking good. And what we have here now is that the three of them have had a secret of some kind. One was a snitch. One had a secret that, they were very happy to expose in the end, which was, now I don't know if that's a general theme of this. What do you guys think of that? Do you think it's a general theme of this where, each time to reveal this information, it was better for them in the end? I am a girl. Which is very different, by the way, withholding information about yourself as on a personal level that you don't have to reveal to anyone is very different to revealing information about like a crime. Of course it is. But like, I wonder if that is a theme of this trial, where it's like, it's like we're holding this information where like, if I withhold this information, the ends would justify the means if I don't say this information. But we're trying to prove here that the ends don't just justify the means, because in the end, all we have so far is Juniper is going to be in a better place now because we have full information on this. We can defend her. Robin Newman, after revealing this really personal thing about herself, is in a way happier place. We're seeing this golden smile on this character's face. So happy to see them every single day. Another character we have to crack with this, and I wonder if it's going to be the same theme or if it's going to be different. Will Hugh O'Connor fall on the sword that his ends justify the means, or will Hugh O'Connor, join the other two friends in exposing the truth about themselves? I wonder. Yeah, very different truths, by the way. One's a personal truth and one's a truth about someone else, I guess. I guess the snitch part is a personal truth, but you know what I mean? There's a big difference, I think, in the whole revealing I'm a woman thing versus revealing I'm a snitch. It's very different. But you know what I'm saying? There is a theme going across this whole story, I feel like. At least that's the way I see it anyway. Love the characters in this. Love the trial so far. It's one of my favorites so far. It definitely is. I definitely want to say thank you so much to Never Can Pay to Be a Big Gangster here on Patreon. That's Typharo2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Radish, Anusta, Shabata Bread, Malcolm Clay, Death Trap, and Links Markey. And guys, if you want to check out the Patreon, it's in the description below. And it definitely helps these series keep going and lets me do some crazy Ace Attorney stuff. I love this trial so far.